Yeah, hello everybody, welcome. And just sorting out my gallery view and everything. Yes, welcome Bhante. Okay. Okay, I'll just share screen. There we are. Right, so welcome to you all. Today we are restarting in Eginus lesson 4 at page 37, sentence 5J. What I'll try to do, we don't want to sacrifice thoroughness for speed, but if we can take it, reasonably promptly, as I say, without sacrificing anything, then we'll be able to get onto the, to be able to spice it up a bit with the Sanskrit verse. The one going udarasya trinam vittam shurasya maranam trinam, and so on. So we will have our usual procedure that those who, yes, hello Mariano, that those whom I can see on screen are in the firing line, to use the military analogy, for being asked to perform. And I do encourage you to show yourselves on screen if you can. There are at least 2 of you that I'm not going to name any names. I wouldn't do anything like that. There are at least 2 of you that I know are perfectly capable and bold and brave enough to come on screen. I'm not going to name any names, but one of you to whom I'm speaking now, we spoke by Zoom a few days ago. Come on, show your face, have a go, be brave. Okay, no, I won't name any names. Right, so here we go. Translation into Sanskrit. And the first person there on the top left of my gallery view is Christine, as in Christine Dowling. Yes. So please unmute and tell us how we would say in Sanskrit, Rama or the sun goes. You're still muted, Christine. You need to unmute. Now I can see your mouth moving and your hand waving, but we hear no voice.
I can't do it. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, but you can. You just did, you see. You've done it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you see.
Yeah, as always. Keep having a go and you hit it in some point anyway.
I hope that, Christine, those words that you have just said will be an encouragement for those who actually want to have a go at doing the Sanskrit as well.
Can I just start by saying, as I sat here looking at my homework and sort of trying to check it, I have kept changing. Oh, no, I should have done that. No, I should have done that. So we'll see if my so-called improvements did improve. Well,
we obviously all wish you the very best of success in getting it perfect, but equally as valuable, and sometimes even more valuable, is to see the mistakes and I won't make that mistake again.
I'd love to think that. Okay, let's have a go. Let's have a go. I'm trying to knock this sandy thing on the head so that I'm likely to get it right. Okay, let's go. So J, Rama.
That's right.
Rama or the sun goes. Okay, here's my, at least corrected 3 times before I present it.
That's actually quite a feat, because this one I thought was so simple. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. I suppose you could have to correct it 3 times, but
Whoa.
let's have a go.
Maybe more. Rama. That's at the end.
Yeah, with the yes. Let's get used to calling it by its correct Sanskrit name, the Visarga.
Visarga.
The Visarga.
Putrava. Putrava. Or the sun. Is that the right Sandy? Because I've got the or, the va.
The va you've got correct. But hang on, let me just share my screen with you. Share screen, bear with me a moment while I share screen. Screen 3, share. Ooh, I've got the wrong one up. Hang on, I must have shared the wrong screen. Screen 3, share.
We can change the date.
Are you all able to see my iPad screen?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So it didn't work. Oh, I've lost the.
Oh, it is the 9th, of course. It is the 9th. Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, what is the 9th?
It's the 9th of December. Sorry, I'm horrified by the date.
I mean, it certainly has happened to me in my time. I'm sure it happened to us all that we've been horrified by the date. On this particular occasion, I greeted number 9 with total equanimity as I woke up. But
that's fine.
Anyway, yes, it is the 9th.
I corrected my version to a long A at the end of putra. Because I have va following it.
Okay. So we've got Rama or the sun goes. Rama.
Yes.
That you got that right. Now we've got without Santi now.
Okay. Putra va.
Gachati.
Gachati.
Now, what happens to the short ah before a voiced consonant? It becomes
I thought it turned into a long A.
No, it turns into an O. Rama.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
Rama Putrova.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to get my Sandy rules down so that they are correct. So should be an O.
It should indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, right. So say it now with the correct Sandhi, bearing this rule in mind.
Rama, Putrova.
Correct.
Gachati.
Gachati.
I hesitated there because I thought, no, sorry, that's all right.
No, tell us why you hesitated, because it might be useful for everybody.
Because when we come to do the next one, hey, we're going to start counting how many people.
Yeah, if it's an or, one or the other,
it must be.
Yeah. You might say they or she, So yes. If it's an one or the other, then the number for the verb is the number of the subject closest to the verb.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's somebody and, then it's always plural or dual or plural.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, you're lengthening the putra to putra. That would have been correct if it had been in the plural. I want you now to transpose this sentence we've just had, Rama or the sun goes.
Yes.
Make it Rama or the sons in the plural go. How would you put that in Sanskrit?
That would be Nara. Narava. That would be a long.
Yeah.
Day.
So the sun, what is the sons in the plural?
Sons in the plural, Nara.
Well, that means men actually.
Oh, and yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my example. Putra.
Yeah.
Putra.
So putrava, and how would you say go?
Gachanti.
Gachanti, yes. Now, for the long ah, followed by, again, our voice consonant, if it's short ah followed by va, it becomes ova, Rama putrova gacchati. But what happens to the long ah with visarga followed by the voiced consonant?
Okay. With a voiced consonant, as in
well, here as in the, yes.
I thought it was a long a.
It is.
Ah.
If it's short ah followed by va putrova, short ah followed by vowel, any voice consonant, just drops off the visarga. It'll be Rama putrava gachanti.
Right. So the difference there is whether it's a long or a short a.
It is the difference, yes. That is the difference. Yes, you got it.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere.
We are. Thank you very much, Christine.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Next in line, Chris. That's you, Chris.
James, before I start, James, I have got a question.
Please.
I'll go straight into this. I'm really quite, I've realized that I haven't got this business of voice consonants, voiced and unvoiced
voiced
consonants
and unvoiced, okay.
At all. So I'm still, I get the idea of categorizing them, but I can't see that, I can't make out the difference using the vocal cords. I can't personally hear it myself.
Okay. In fact, if you just put your fingers there, if you say the difference, if you say z, zoom, z, and s, with one of them you can hear or feel even the buzzing of the vocal cords.
Oh, okay.
For example, in English, b, as opposed to p, b, b, and p, p. The voicing of a consonant means that the actual vocal cords are vibrating as you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And it's the difference in z, z and s, z, s. D, t, if you can try to lengthen it. And the v and f. The only difference in v and f is that with v, the vocal cords are vibrating. That's why it's called voiced, I mean the vocal cords are vibrating. Yeah. The nasals are always voiced. The y, r, always voiced. And the voice g and k. You see, voiced g, unvoiced k.
Yeah.
And j, ch, and so on.
We've got two Z's and two S's in Italian, actually. Just to complicate it. Just
to complicate it, yes. Because I mean, for instance, an initial Z in Italian is pronounced like a ts, as in zucchero, the ts. But you like can have it.
Pizza, in pizza, you got the non-voiced one.
Pizza.
But, yeah.
And you can have a voice. You say amazzare or amazzare.
Amazzare is non-voiced.
Okay, it's not non-voiced. Okay.
Zio is voiced.
Zio?
Yeah, is voiced.
In Veneto?
No, in Veneto it would be zio or something
zio.
else.
Is it lo zio? The uncle means, doesn't it?
Yeah, the uncle.
Right,
yeah.
okay. And okay, well,
yeah.
Thank you for the complication from your beautiful language, Mariano.
Any excuse to waste time.
Now, also, it's always fun. Right, so there we are, Chris. So hopefully that will have helped you a bit over the voiced and the unvoiced.
It has, James. I'm just aware of the importance in regard to Santi.
That's right.
Yeah, I've just I've off and on studied Sanskrit for quite some time, but I've completely missed the difference between voiced and unvoiced consonants somehow. So it came as a bit of a shock to me last week.
You know, these things sometimes do come as a shock, Chris, because, you know, all your life you've been doing it absolutely perfectly correctly in English without knowing you were doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there we are. Rama and the sun go.
Okay. So that's third person dwi, do. So effectively it's they two go. So Rama putra cha gachata.
Okay, I've written it on screen. Oops, sorry. Forgot the H.
I think
Does
that should be a cha. That should be a cha rather than the va. Okay.
Sorry, silly me. Thank you for correcting me, you see. I'm not going to be dishonest and say I did it deliberately to see if you were concentrating. You did correct my error. So Ramha put so now what is and oh sorry, it's the silly me, it's and the sun. Come on, concentrate, Whelan, concentrate. Talking to me, by the way. Rama and the sun.
Yeah.
It's putra cha. But what happens to the visarga, the before the cha?
That's putras. It changes to a sha.
It does. You've got it. The Rama, no change for the Rama there because it precedes an unvoiced consonant. Rama putrascha. So you've got that right. So just say the entire sentence correctly now.
Rama putrascha gachata.
Very good. That you've got that right, Chris. Excellent.
No one's more surprised than me.
You've got it. You got it. Right. So we now move over to exercise 6. And the so next on my screen, Brother Gao. Welcome, Brother Gao.
James, I have a question regarding this number K, right? You change to putrascha, right? What if the putraha, what will be changed to? If it's in the plural for the sons.
Oh, if it were the plural and the sons, yeah, that would be exactly the same, because very helpfully, if the following consonant, if the initial consonant of the following word is a ch or a ch, the same, then any visarga of the previous word just always changes to a ch. So it's putrascha in the plural, putrascha.
Oh, putrascha. Okay.
Putrascha. Yeah, that's right. So I'll just write it in full. So
then will it be gachataha or gachanti?
Because that's the plural, then that's a pure plural. That would have to be gachanti.
Okay. Thank you. Putras.
Putrascha.
All right. Thanks.
I have a question.
Please.
Yes.
Who is speaking?
Sayuema.
Fun, you've disappeared off my screen.
No, here. I'm here.
That's funny. I can't see you, and I'm on.
Okay.
I don't. Do you know, you were here earlier. You've just disappeared off my screen. How strange.
I will on and off my video.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. Then we can hear you perfectly well.
Okay.
So please, your question.
Yes, just to make sure. The question is, when there is a cha, the sandhi rules is to change to sha sound, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So when there is a ha before cha, that always have to change to sha sound.
That is correct, and that rule, helpfully now, there's not too much to remember here, because that rule will apply whatever the preceding vowel is. So, for example, the muni, the sage, munihcha becomes munishcha. Of the sage is muneh. Of the sage, muneshcha. So whatever the preceding vowel is, it will always change to the visarga will change to the sha.
Visarga will change to sha. Thank you.
So hopefully this is clear for you.
Thank you.
Okay, most welcome.
Thank you.
Right, so back to Brother Gao.
Yes. So it will be number 6.
That's number 6A, and
6A,
in the printed book, top of page 38.
Okay, all right. So 6A, Narau Putram Wadataha. The two men speak to the sun.
Right. And what would it be then? That was too simple. You got absolutely right. What would it be if it's all in the plural?
Plural.
Say it in Sanskrit.
Yeah. Narang Putraha Wadanti. Correct?
Now
Wadanti.
that's interesting. That's interesting because you
sorry. Naraha. Sorry.
Yes, because you swapped around the subject and the object. Yeah. Okay.
Naraha Putraha Wadanti.
Oh, Naraha. Right. Now you want to put that in the accusative plural. What for putra? Not putra, but.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Putram.
Okay. But that would be in the singular. But what would it be now in the plural? There, the men plural are talking to the sons.
Putram would be Putram. P-U-T long T-R long A N.
Yes, that's right. Putran.
Putran.
Narah Putran Vadanti. Good. Okay. Thank you, Brother Gao.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Now the next on my screen is yes, Bhante Yushi. Sentence B, please.
Kutrasvahacha gajahacha gachanti. Kutrasvascha gajascha gachanti. Where the horse and the goats go. Where the horse and the goat go. Excuse me. Where the horses and the goats go.
Or where are the horses and the? Okay, you've rather.
Sorry. Gaja, not Gaja. Gaja. Elephants.
Yes.
Elephants. Sorry.
Okay.
I couldn't see the letter. Okay.
Right. Just a note on that entertaining deviation. The word gaja is an elephant. But remember, the word aja means goat. The only difference between those two words is the g in the middle. Okay. So would you like to transpose that or alter that sentence so you read it out? So we're talking about two horses and 2 elephants.
I will. Kutra asvauche, gajauche, gachate.
It's if you just said the 2 elephants are going, it would be gachau, gachata. But you've got to add everything up. You've got 2 horses, 2 elephants.
Yeah, okay.
Total of 4. Altogether 4. Correct.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. I should mention to everyone that Reverend Bhante Yushi is writing some very impressive Sanskrit on our blog, and Brother Gao as well. I've got 2 hyper enthusiastic students here. We have a chat, whatever it's called, on WhatsApp, the Sanskrit and Pali friends. And it's getting a little bit frightening for me because Brother Gao and Bhante Yushi actually writing some pretty impressive Sanskrit there, even in Devanagari.
Goodness, Devanagari.
Yeah. Bhante Yushi is writing Sanskrit in Devanagari.
Can I be part of the WhatsApp group?
I thought you were. I'm not very good at sorting out the technological bits, but I note, though I do not see your face, Oka, I can see that you're here. So could I leave it to you to give the necessary information to Mariano to join the WhatsApp? Okay, right.
Yes, I will, Mariano.
Thank you. I will get completely confused.
Be prepared for some pretty high level stuff from Bhante Yushi and Brother Gao. It's coming out in Sanskrit now.
Wonderful.
And when I thought, oh my God, I've got to do some work now. It's very good for me. It keeps me awake. Right. So sentence C, and that is for Bill. Please, for yourself, Bill.
I'll read it out first.
Please do.
Ashvomrago va gachati.
Correct. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. The horse goes with the deer.
Right. If I were going to say the horse goes with the deer, I would say Ashvo mrigena saha gachati. But this is va, meaning or.
Oh, yes. 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 The horse or the deer goes.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. And here we see from the ashvah followed by the voiced m becomes ashvo mriga, and the mriga followed by the voiced consonant with va again becomes an o. So as you correctly said, ashvo mrigo va gachati. Supposing you were talking about 2 horses and multiple deer, how would you put the 2 horses or the multiple deer go? How would you say that, Bill?
It would be ashvao.
Correct.
Mragan.
No, you want it. You said it in the accusative, but it needs to be in the nominative.
Mragam.
There's just mriga.
Mriga.
Yes.
Oh yes, with the long A.
With the long A.
Yeah. Okay. So shall I say it again then?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got the 2 horses, wasn't it? I think.
It's the 2 horses and the plural deer.
Okay.
Sorry, the 2 horses or the plural deer.
Yeah, the two horses, plural deer. So two horses, Ashvau, Mragah, Va Gachati.
How many deer? So it has to be in the plural.
The deer, so multiple deer, isn't it?
Yeah, so the verb must be in the plural.
Yes. Okay, yeah, of course, I'm just looking at the wrong notes here. Okay, so okay, let's see now. It will be Gachama.
That is we go.
Gachati.
All right, you're getting there bit by bit. If you're reading it in the Sanskrit order, it's the one on the top right. It's Gachanti.
Yeah, I got a little bit muddled here.
So they go.
Yeah, there you go. Gachanti.
Correct. That's it. Very good. So Bill, next one. Yeah, Bob.
Okay, morning.
Yeah, here we are.
So we're on D, aren't we?
On D, yes.
Okay, so it is Ramaha Putrao Vadati. So in this case, it's the king or the Rama speaks to the two sons.
That's correct, yes. Hang on, just listen. And what would it be if it were the two sons speak to Rama, the other way around?
Okay. So,
but you can use the same word order.
Okay.
Which is perfectly permissible in Sanskrit.
Okay. So that would be Raman.
Correct.
Two sons again. Raman Putrao Vadati.
Not Vadati, because that's singular. The verb now needs to go in the dual.
Sorry. Yeah, of course. Raman Putrao Vadata.
Vadata, yes. And what would be the last letter of this Vadata?
And it's two sons. Well, it would be of a saga.
That's correct, yeah. It just didn't come out entirely clearly over the audio. But that's right. Good, you got that. Thanks, Bob. Right. Now for sentence E, translate into either Veneto or English, depending how you like it, Mariano. Let's do it in English. So sentence E. Unmute, Mariano. There we are, yes.
It is as well because I was mispronouncing. Mrigaha asvaha gajahacha gachanti. So the deer, the horse, and the elephant go together, I suppose, but go. And with Sunday, it is Mrigo Svo Gajascha Gachanti.
Correct. It's sometimes a bit difficult. I know I struggled with it in very early stages of Sanskrit learning to get this Mrigo become Mrigo Svo Gajascha. Yeah. But last time, I'll just remind for those who don't remember, a very easy way to remember it. Homage be to the Buddha. So to the Buddha, use the dative. So Buddhaya, to the Buddha.
Yep.
Homage, as in, sorry, I'll write it without sandhi first. Okay, we haven't done the subjunctive yet. Well, then this is more strictly speaking the imperative, third person imperative. Just remember, is, asti, or bhavati. And we change the final e to u to make an imperative. Bhavatu, astu, may it be. As in English, we one of the remnants of this subjunctive in English, we say so be it, praise be. That it makes it astu, may it be. So buddhaya, namah, as in namaste and so on, namo tassa bhagavato and so on, astu, may it be. May homage be to the Buddha. Now this buddhaya doesn't change, but for the sandhi, namah astu becomes namostu, pronounced all as if it's one word, namostu. And we can write an apostrophe here just to indicate that the vowel has disappeared. A bit of Devanagari here. Namostu, na, ma, then the o. And you can write the avagraha here to indicate.
Can I ask why it doesn't become namastu with a long A instead?
Okay, well, I mean, it's almost like saying, why does the sun rise in the east? So that's just the way they said it.
Because I thought short A with the following A
becomes an A.
Yeah.
But it's not. Remember, there's a visarga we've got to deal with.
There is a visarga.
Yeah, the visarga. And it is the visarga. I'm afraid we can't get away from it. The visarga is the most tricky of all the sandhi that we have to do, but you'll get used to it. So if it was simply, let's put it the other way around. It's a perfectly good question, Mariana. I want to make sure you've all understood this perfectly correctly. Supposing we want to transpose these two words. I put buddhaya, namostu. Let's transpose. So namo, and indeed you will often hear people saying namo buddhaya, homage to the Buddha, just namo buddhaya. In fact, that's often used as a greeting between in India between Buddhists, namo buddhaya. So the namah changes to namo before the voiced buddhaya.
Yeah.
Now, namo buddhaya, we could put an astu there. It's not necessary, but you could. Namo Now here, there's a short a followed by a short a. Yeah, so that would simply become a long a. Namo buddhayastu. But there's no visarga there, which is why it's just a plus a makes a long a. But with visarga, namah astu becomes namostu.
Okay.
I'm afraid we've just got to learn it. We've just got to learn it. Right. Would you like to put that sentence, the nouns of that sentence into the plural now, Mariano?
Oh dear.
Yes.
All right. So mriga. Mrigaha, asvaha, gajaha, gajahacha, gachanti.
Right. The way I heard you saying it is if all of these were short.
I'll repeat it then. Mrigaha.
Correct.
Asvaha. Gajaha. Gajahata. Gachanti.
Correct. That's correctly done without the sandhi. Now with the sandhi.
Okay, just a second. So it is a long A with an H. Mriga asvaha gachanti.
Yeah, I think you said it correctly. Almost certain you did. Did you pronounce the first mriga without the visarga?
Without the visarga with a long A.
That was correct. Mriga, because the long ah followed by a vowel, followed by any vowel, all that happens is that the visarga drops off. So you did that correctly, Mariano. Correct.
Thank
really
you.
Good. Excellent. So there we are. I was just about to ask what had happened to you, John. Good, because you're there. We are. Right, your turn. Your turn now, John, for sentence F.
Well, hoping I'll survive because I'm having trouble with my internet, which is why I just disappeared. But...
Okay, right. try and keep with your. Certainly, your very friendly cat is looking entirely relaxed behind you.
So, what was it? F.
Sentence F. Yes.
F. Putraha Mrgan Nasmaranti. Or with the Sandhi Putra Mrgan Nasmaranti, which is the sons, plural, and the dear plural, and the verb is it that is remembers. So the sons do not remember the deer.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And in case you thought you were getting away with that, however correct, just now put the sentence into the singular. The son does not remember the singular deer.
So Putraha Mergam Na Smarati.
Correct. However, that was correct without the sandhi. Now, applying the sandhi, what happens to putra?
As has already been mentioned, we have trouble with which is voiced and which is not voiced.
Okay, M so is what you can hear it.
Voiced. I've remembered where the table is. So, so it's voiced, so that would become an O at the end.
Yes.
So Putro Maragam Na Smarati.
Okay, correct. So that becomes Putro. This pronunciation, we write it, and it would be written in Devanagari the same as Mrigam Na Smarati. But in pronunciation, although we'd write it the same, that subdotted M would tend to be pronounced as an N to reflect the position of the following N. So Mrigan Na Smarati. So in Devanagari, if you wrote Mrigam on its own, is that Mrigam gold star to the first person who says what I've omitted? Mrigam. What have I actually written here? Fine eye for detail. This is not Mrigam. What I've written is Mrigama.
Yes,
so for Mrigam.
Little tiny thing, whatever it's called.
The little tiny thing, yeah. Otherwise known amongst Sanskrit grammarians as the Virama, mean pausing or stopping. So Mrigam. Now, but with the following consonant, you'd write it like that. Mrigam on its own might translate Mrigam Nasmarati, but Mrigan Nasmarati, which is a natural way for the the vocal organs to move. Mrigan Nasmarati. We do it naturally, even without knowing. Look at this. From the Latin prefix in, meaning not, intemperate. If we want to use that same prefix, we don't say imperfect. We automatically, naturally become imperfect because the nasal just changes to the same position where the p comes out. So say imperfect, n followed by a p, is kind of unnatural for the vocal organs. It's imperfect. So exactly the same is happening in Sanskrit. So there's no mystery here. In fact, with a lot of this sandhi, some of the mystery will be resolved if you just have this have a, what's the word I'm looking for? This kinesthetic. You're feeling the movement of the vocal organs. A lot of it is just how we do it naturally anyway. And for sound in, you'll just say to yourself in. You feel where the vocal organs are, but n. But if you make it into ink, your tongue will automatically readjust itself to where the k is coming out afterwards. In ink. You don't say ink, but ink, ink. The same is happening in Sanskrit. The difference being that in Sanskrit, these changes are actually reflected in the way it's written. Okay, there we are.
Excuse me, James.
Please, yes, Brother Carl.
In the accusative, should it be M dot or just M? The mrigam.
Mrigam.
M dot with dot or without dot?
Okay. As a general rule, if you're saying the word on its own, so what is the accusative of mriga? Mriga. The accusative is mrigam. So if you're writing this word in isolation or at the end of a sentence, in other words, it's not immediately followed in the same word group, then you write it as a full M. So if we're just writing this word on its own, mrigam. But
Okay.
this anuswara, the final M, this anuswara, sorry, the final M becomes anuswara. That's with the dot here where I'm putting the arrow, if it's followed by a consonant in the same word group. It's the same word. This is just a matter of correct spelling.
I see. Okay, thanks.
So I remember Rama. You see, Rama. Ramam Smarami. Then, okay, Ramam Smarami. And somebody then says, oh, sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. Who do you remember? Whom do you remember? And he'd write Ramam. He's now saying this word in isolation. Ramam Smarami. I remember Rama. Sorry, who did you say? Ramam. The word is now in isolation on its own at the end of a word group, so you write it with a full M.
Okay, thanks.
Again, this is more a matter of spelling than of grammar.
All right.
It's the same accusative, whichever way you spell it. I'm wondering now, we have had almost an hour of going through the sentences. Everybody whose face is showing has had a turn. I was thinking, although we haven't got to the end of the lesson, we might spice it up with our little Sanskrit verse. Unless there's anybody else now, now's your chance. Anybody else who hasn't had a turn yet? You can come in and have a go. I assure you, you'll feel better if you do it, like jumping off the high board. Ah, Sanyu, you've raised your hand, though I do not see your face. Okay, Sanyu, although I can't see your face, if that was you raising your hand, then yes, please have a go now with sentence G.
Okay, sentence G, right?
Yeah, it's a pity we can't see you, but I can hear you perfectly.
Yes, I put the video on. I don't know. I see myself on the video.
Yeah, hang on, I'm just seeing.
Yes, there is a technical issue.
Ah,
yes.
Oh, sorry. I've just pressed it. I clicked sideways. You slipped off the edge. Sorry, I can now see you. Thank you.
Okay.
You're here. Good, great.
Okay. So G, right?
That's sentence G, yes.
G. Kutra naro vasatash. Vasatah. Kutra, where the two men live.
Yeah.
So, where do the two men live?
Correct. Can you, when that came out, as you were pronouncing it, I heard you say as if it were naro. So be very careful. Yes. It's narau.
Narau.
Correct.
Narau.
Putra narau vasata.
Narau vasata.
Correct. And how would you put that in the plural, multiple men?
Kutra narah vasanti.
Correct. That's without the santi. Now say it with, because I heard you pronounce a very correct visarga, narah, but now pronounce it applying the rules of santi.
So, kutra naro vasanti.
It's the
naro or nara. Kutra nara vasanti.
Okay. What happened with nara vasanti? All that happens there is the visarga drops off, yes, because we have the voice v. Kutra nara vasanti.
Kutra nara vasanti.
Okay, you've got that. Thank you very much, Sanyu. Okay. Before we move over to the verse, anybody else?
Oh, hello, James. It's Dong here. Hello.
Yes, hello, Dong. Yes.
Yes. Hello. Sorry. Because I know this is the second lesson, but I just want to ask you, if I want to catch up the first lesson, can I go to the video to watch in the video what you taught last week?
Yes, it should be available. In fact, I'm not handling the technological bit for the Buddhist Society, but it's there.
Yeah.
If you go to the website, in fact, I was just looking at it just before this class, all of the recorded lessons are there.
Okay, so that is the first lesson last week. So this is the second one, is it? Yeah.
So we're on, I think this is, of the grammar lessons we've done, I think this is number 9, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, 8. I thought at the beginning. I want to join the beginning. That's why I don't understand anything.
Oh, no, don't worry. So they're all there.
They're all there. Okay. Can I ask you, can you write that the book? I haven't ordered the book yet. Can you write the book for me, please? And I will order the book.
Yeah, it's good. I'll just write it on my screen here. The author is a German name, Thomas Egenes.
Oh, yeah.
And Introduction to Sanskrit.
Okay, I will order that. So it's
yeah.
Okay, can I join that again, or is it better I waited for the beginning course? if I order the book, and can I carry on to join with you next week, or I?
Oh, please do. I mean, even though you haven't yet studied the initial lessons, and really this applies to everybody, that every lesson involves a repetition of everything in the previous lesson. So, for example, if you're on lesson 3, the material in lesson 3 will also involve repetitions of what was in lesson 1 and lesson 2. And here now we're into lesson 4. So we're getting all the stuff from lessons 1, 2, and 3 is a kind of a cumulative build-up. So, and also, even if there are things you haven't studied, don't worry, at least you're having the advantage of being exposed to the material and hopefully absorbing it by osmosis. So you've got the recordings of the previous lessons, and you will also have the YouTube recordings that I've done, where I just go through each lesson on my own on YouTube.
Yeah, okay, I will watch that. Is it the YouTube? I can watch it in this website, or it is separate on the YouTube?
On the YouTube, I go through the same material, the same lessons, but here, of course, we're interactive, talking to the students. So you'll see this lesson as it's happening now, being recorded on the Buddhist Society website. On the YouTube, it's just me looking at the camera and with my shared screen going through the lessons.
Yeah, okay, it's quite interesting. So I'd like to do that. I will watch that and then to carry.
So you'll be exposed to that same material then in 2 different ways. One is just me going through it. And the other one will be this lesson that you'll see recorded as it's happening now.
All right, thank you very much, James.
And if any of you do have any problems or queries, you're very welcome to write to me direct. Just in case you don't have it, I'll give you my email. So if you ever have a problem finding something, there we are. That's my email address, and I do welcome questions.
All right, thank you very much, James.
Sorry. Also bear in mind, this again applies to everybody, that the questions that you raise during the class are extremely useful, but equally so are written questions, because if somebody has a doubt or a difficulty about the language, and then it's formulated in writing, the way that difficulty or question is put can be very useful for everybody. So I would frequently, if the question arrives in writing, raise that question at the following class, so that everybody can have the benefit of the question and the answer. So I hope that helps you, Dong, and please, all of you, do feel entirely free and welcome to write with any queries.
All right, I will. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right. Good. So shall we have a look at our verse? Do I need to give a trigger warning? A trigger warning is some people in modern society will find this misogynistic. However, all I can say is it does not necessarily reflect my views, and also let us beware of applying the standards and mores of the early 21st century to things that were written hundreds of years ago with the best of intentions. So here we go. What I'm going to do is to read it out, and then I will ask one of you, I haven't decided who yet, whose faces I can see, to repeat it after me. And then after I've done that, anyone who's currently hiding, I promise not to ask any questions of anybody unless they put their hands up and ask for it. You can show your faces then. So Please show your faces. It's actually much easier for me if I can see lots of faces rather than just names on a screen. So, oh, thank you, Jean-Anne. Thanks for coming in. So here we go with the verse. Udarasya trinam vittam shurasya maranam trinam viraktasya trinam bharya nisprahasya trinam jagat. I'll read it once more. Udarasya trinam vittam shurasya maranam trinam viraktasya trinam bharya nisprahasya trinam jagat. We discussed, okay, one of you who's going to say it out for us. Chris, you're right in the middle of my screen, the prime target. Would you like to recite that verse for us?
Udatriya Trinam Vitam Surasya Maranam Trinam Viraktasya Trinam Bhaya Nisprayasya Trinam Jagat.
Okay, that tricky one. Nisprahasya.
Nisprasya.
Nisprahasya.
Nisprasya.
Okay.
It's
quite okay. It is a bit of a tongue twister. One thing I want you to notice. Okay, thank you, Chris. Okay, everyone else can show their faces now. If you notice, we were looking at the anusvara a moment ago. This final, how is the final M written? Look at the end of the word, at the end of this first line, trinam, that you see on my screen, trinam, ends in an but it's the last word in that word group. It's the end of the verse. So it's written with a full letter M, the full consonantal M here, with the virama under it, trinam. But exactly the same word in the other three places it appears, there, and there, and finally there. It's exactly that same word, but with the spelling is different simply because there's the consonant following. There's no grammatical difference at all. It's purely a matter of spelling.
Excuse me, James.
Yes, please, Brother Carl.
I see the spelling of the nisprahasya. Is it sia or saya?
Sorry, thank you, Brother Carl. My mistake. Silly me, bad proofreading. Thank you for pointing out the error. Thank you, Brother Gao. You're right. So nisprihasya. That was careless proofreading on my part.
Can I ask something?
Please, Mariano.
In that kind of situation, would you join the M with the ya? In Devanagari, yeah?
Sorry, in which word?
In Nisprihasya. You got the S and the ya. Are they not joined together then? Because otherwise...
Oh, sorry. I tell you what happened. Again, bad proofreading on my part. What happened was, to make the Devanagari, you're quite right, Mariano. It should be joined as one. I will do it in a second. It should be joined as one. Nisprihasya, they should be joined. What happened was that when I create Devanagari, I've got this. I use the Lexilogos app, which converts Roman script into Devanagari. By my error that Brother Gao has just pointed out, I put saya rather than sya. I put that into Lexilogos, which then read it as sa-ya, which is why it occurred there incorrectly. So, I'm going to show you how wonderful, very quickly, this Lexilogos app is. Have it in a moment. Sanskrit. Lexilogos Sanskrit. Tarang. Can you all see it now? I've now got Nisprihasya, which I've written correctly now. Copy V. Taram. There it is.
Yeah.
Nisprihasya, it's come up. Then what I do, X, clear it away. Taram. Go into my V. There we are. It's come out correctly. Those of you, by the way, who haven't yet started using the Lexilogos app, that's just the Devanagari keyboard, I do urge you to use it. It's very, very simple to use. And you've just seen now how quickly I did that. Now, for example, I'll give you another example. Let's look at that entire verse now. I'm going to do a copy and paste, Control V, brom. It comes out instantaneously, the entire verse. You've got to input the right things, but they're very simple to learn. So there we are. So all I did then to make the document, my document you've been looking at, was then to just copy and paste that Lexilogos into my Word document. By the way, once you've got this only gives you one typeface in Lexilogos. It's a typeface that aesthetically I don't particularly like, but no worries, because when you've copied and pasted it into a Word document, then you have your entire range of all the typefaces that Word gives. The ordinary Word program now gives you a wide range of different typefaces. So this one, Arial Unicode happens to be my favorite, but you can do Mangal, you can all these different typefaces. I'll get back to the Arial Unicode. But very soon, we've been playing about a bit with the Devanagari, but very soon we'll be doing Devanagari. We'll actually be having to read the lessons in Devanagari. So it'll be well worth your while getting to know this Lexilogos app. I'll show it to you there, just lexilogos.com/keyboard. Incidentally, I have it set to Sanskrit, but virtually any script you can think of, it's got them all there. So udarasya, are there any mistakes? Udarasya tranam vittam shurasya maranam tranam viraktasya tranam bharya nisprihasya tranam jagat.
What a verse.
Trina. Let me just give you my. Trina just means grass. It's a neuter, trinam. Metaphorically, and used in the singular, a grass just means a blade of grass. And it's used metaphorically in this verse for something insignificant, something you don't worry about, something that is unimportant, either unimportant not wanting it, unimportant not being afraid of it. It's just insignificant in your life. So for the hero, he lives or dies. Was the Chinese, I forget which Chinese emperor it was, one of you may remember. I want ministers who do not want money, and I want soldiers who do not fear death. You see, so if that were put into Sanskrit, it would be ministers for whom money is but grass, and soldiers for whom death is no more significant than a blade of grass. Now, another word, this jagat, the jagat. There we are in Devanagari. Now, this is one of those lovely words that you kind of know without knowing that you know it. See, now, and there's some sandhi as well. It's actually originally, it's a variation from the root gam, meaning to go. So the jagat, the moving, that which precedes, that which moves. And it's just the word, just the general word meaning the world. And it's often used for the world. We have loka as a world, the deva loka, you know, the world of the gods, deva loka. Jagat is often used for world in the sense of worldly interests, worldly things. Sometimes it's used like, often like that. The word nata, a noun, it means...
Will you please share your screen?
Sorry, thank you, thank you. So, jagat loka nata. The word nata, it means a lord, also not just somebody in charge. It's often used in the sense of a protector as well, the protecting lord. If you're an orphan, you are anata. You are without a lord, without a protector. Anata, as orphan, somebody whose parents have died. We know the word, sorry, little rabbit hole here, but why not? Pinda means like a ball, but specifically like a ball of food, as in rice rolled up with its sauce and whatever. That's a pinda. So the pinda pata, the arms round, so this dropping of that fingerful of food, pinda pata, because the pata falling or dropping into the alms bowls. You got the pinda of food, pata, the pinda pata, letting that little ball of food drop into the bowl, pinda pata. One of the most substantial and famous of the benefactors of the Buddha, you often talk about the Buddha was residing in Anata Pindikasya Vane, in the grove or the woodland owned by Anata Pindika. The Anata Pindika is the person who gave the pinda, who provided food for the anathas, for the orphans, for the poor and the needy, as the Anata Pindika. A lot of these words do have a meaning, built up from very, very simple words. Now, here's the one I hope you'll like. Jagat, the world, Nata, the Lord. Now, can you see what's coming here? Where a word ends in a T, a bit of sandhi here, where a word ends in a T and the next word begins in an N, the T will become an N. Don't fret about that. We do it in English sometimes. For example, don't know becomes dunno, dunno. You see, it happens in English too. So, one of the gods of the Hindu pantheon is the Jagannatha. Jagannatha, the Lord of the world. Bit of a terrifying god. And in Hindu festivals, once a year, for those who worship specifically Jagannatha, they will pull along the street a heavy, heavy cart with a great image of Jagannatha on it. And the devotees will sometimes throw themselves, actually commit suicide under the wheels of this mighty cart. In English, it has got corrupted into a juggernaut. So our word juggernaut, now they talk about big lorries, juggernauts, comes from that Sanskrit Jagannatha, Lord of the world. So I enjoyed that rabbit hole. Hope you did too. So there we are, 1:47 already. The time has sped by. We better wind up now because I've got the Pali class starting at 2. Some of you, I hope, a couple of you, I'm virtually certain, I will see for Pali in a few minutes' time, starting at 2. So until then, I will see you next week, and some of you in 15 minutes. Okay. Thank you to you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.